Did that answer your question?
No.
We're going to be talking about why you stopped streaming on Twitch.
And no, that's not clickbait. I really did kind of just, stop streaming on Twitch. Hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is 50 Shades of Paint.
I'm crazy.
And I pretty much just talk about whatever comes to my mind. But today I'm going to be talking about why I stopped streaming on Twitch. If you're returning, welcome back and thank you for watching my videos and being such an awesome supporter. I really did stop streaming on Twitch. I didn't really announce it to anyone, but I haven't been live in like a month. And honestly, it makes me feel pretty good, to be real. So why did I stop streaming on Twitch? I'll go ahead and say that it's mostly due to mindset. I started streaming September 2015, so almost 4 years ago, guys. When I started streaming, I didn't really care about the success of my channel. I just started doing it as a hobby. It was something fun, a way for me to kind of like socialize.
Because I needed friends.
You don't realize how important socializing is until you can't really do it, and then you go crazy.
You literally go insane.
Have you been to the point where you feel like you're going crazy because you don't have any friends? Yeah, that's totally how I felt. Those of you who don't know like why I started streaming on Twitch, 2015 was a crappy time of my life. I had to have open heart surgery, and so basically for 3 months of my life, I was very restricted as to like what I could do. And I was able to sit in a computer chair and hold a controller in my hand. So streaming was easily available for me. So it was something that I could do on my own and not have to beg for help, just, to be able to do something. We'll start out, talking about that. And, I started Twitch as like a hobby. It wasn't supposed to be some indicator of success. And somewhere along the line, I started taking it a little bit more seriously because of course I want things to improve. Of course, I want to seem like I am actually trying, right? So I started trying to improve on things like my panels, and I tried to have an overlay, and I implemented a BRB screen, and sound effects, and I got all the bots, I tried to do everything, a streamer's supposed to do. So, I started doing all these things, and of course, these things take time. It requires effort to try and learn how to do some of these things, especially if you're like me and you've never done them before. But it got to the point where I felt like I was isolating myself because I had to get work done, or I felt like I had to stream. The amount of time you're gonna put into a Twitch channel is insane, okay? You don't just hit the live button and that's it. No, you got a lot of things you gotta think about. Like, what are you gonna stream for the day? What kind of conversations are you gonna maintain? Because you can't just go live and sit there. You have to be able to maintain your bots that are in your channel. You have to maintain your hardware. You need to make sure that your system is up to date. There are a lot of things that you're going to have to continuously stay on top of. It's not like you just get to fix it once and you're done. Nope. There's a lot of time and effort. I was streaming 15 hours a week, and you can imagine how much time I was putting in behind the scenes on top of that. So I literally was doing a part-time job. You can't just go live in front of a camera and expect people to show up. You have to establish your channel, make sure you have panels. You have to have graphics and things like that, things to draw people into your stream, or at least know that you're sincere about your actions. Twitch. I would end my stream and I would just feel poorly about myself because I felt like I didn't fulfill my role as an entertainer. Maybe I could have streamed longer. Maybe I could have made people more excited to be there. Maybe I could have, just done things differently to make the stream better. So I was constantly hating on myself. I felt like I was never good enough. I need to do better. When I started streaming as a hobby, I believe that I fully had the right mindset, but eventually it did turn to I want to be better, I want to do this better, and I started thinking that I'm not good enough with anything I was doing. I would end my broadcast and feel alone because I didn't have any friends, when my stream was over, and instead of going out into the world, I just lived in front of my computer, and that's what I did for years. It was kind of it was a double-edged sword, I had friends online, but when I went offline, when I turned the camera off, there was no one, of course these people still exist, I love you all, but the point of the matter is I don't get to see you guys but once a year, whenever we go to conventions, we get to hang out, and it ends up being really lonely. So if you guys think that streaming on Twitch, spending a lot of freaking hours in front of a camera is self-fulfilling, then do you, boo, but I'll tell you, my experience doing it for years after years, it gets really freaking lonely. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped streaming Twitch primarily, is because I'm tired of being alone. I'm tired of feeling like I'm not good enough. I'm tired of feeling like I constantly have to do better. It wasn't me anymore. And I feel like I'm never going to stop doing Twitch. I definitely know that, like, even in the back of my head, I can feel myself, like, pulling myself to start streaming again. Like, I want to stream today, matter of fact. But it's just the point, I don't want to feel like that. Let's be real. Do you? Do you want to feel like that? Probably not. Can we talk about streamer drama for a minute? Because it's out there. I promise you. Guys, I had no idea whenever I joined Twitter and, like, started following all these streamers that it was going to be, like, the biggest mistake. At least it is in my opinion. I know some people like it, but I am not all about the drama. Okay, first of all, if you say something online, I promise you, whoever you're talking about is probably gonna hear it, boo. So you better watch what you say. So I thought that I was networking with all these awesome streamers and that, like, hey, I'm gonna make friends, except for that's not what happened at all. Pretty much I just followed a whole bunch of people on Twitter, and now my entire Twitter is filled full of people complaining about not getting enough subs, not getting enough views, or, oh, the booby streamers are taking all my views. Oh god, there's, like, a long freaking list. Like, I could just scroll it past the screen right now. Like, can we do that? It never ends. So when you start following some of these people on Twitter, you don't realize how toxic some of these people are, and then it's like you can't get rid of them, right? So you, like, establish some friendships with these people. And basically what happens is your entire feed is just filled full of drama or he said, she said kind of stuff. Yep, that's pretty much my experience with streamer Twitter, is just a bunch of people complaining, a lot of drama going on, and, like, no actual friendships being made. Now think back to all the topics we just discussed. Streamer Twitter, the time and effort it takes into, you know, your appearances or the appearance of your channel, or just, like, the sacrifices you're making when it comes to time, like how much time you put into your channel or how much time you're missing out on, like, making real friendships, establishing friendships, you know, within your community versus online. Or, like, the time that you're missing out with your real friends or your family members. Because that seriously weighed on me. It was so exhausting when I realized, like, what I was missing out. And that's why I stopped streaming on Twitch. Because I seriously felt like I was wasting my life away. Sitting in front of a computer. Like, not actually even being into, like, what I was doing anymore. Like, I didn't care. I just felt like I had to do it. Because I was too scared to stop doing it. And it was like a real big realization for me. Streaming started as this hobby and became like a side hustle. And the worst part is that, like, it was so hard to establish any kind of boundaries. Like, how do you say no to, like, this work or, like, playing games with your friends when it becomes, like, almost like a daily thing, right? So I was streaming like 3 days a week, but it got to where, like, on my off days, you know, I'm playing with friends or, like, I'm chatting in Discord, and it literally became, like, my whole life. And it's not over, because I love Twitch. I really do. Like, I wouldn't have dyed my hair purple and went to TwitchCon, like, 3 years consecutively. I freaking love Twitch. I was streaming for the relationships, and I created so many. I've established so many friendships. It's amazing. Like, and I don't think that all of those are just going to deteriorate by, like, not streaming. So, yeah, I quit Twitch. I'll be back. If you guys like this video, please subscribe.